Okay. Obviously, I had a little camera malfunction. All right. You want to compare the number you see on the box to the number you see on the bearing, which these are exactly the same, 6408. So we know these are the correct ones that they call for. Then, of course, if you don't already have these out, take them to the store with you and compare them. If you do, you want to, compare size. We've got the same diameter. You want to also compare width. Okay, so these are important. All right. Seal, same thing. All right. So we want to try to keep the bearing very clean at all times. You don't want to get a bunch of crap all over your new bearing. Okay. Now the seal here is the factory seal that probably came in that axle in 1989. Same goes for the bearings. It all looks to be pretty legit. Okay. Now you're going to notice the old seal. Can you see that step? This is a step seal. This one isn't. Okay, so this one's probably going to be a little bit harder to drive in, but patience, and the correct seal driver or correct improvised seal driver will get this job done. Okay. So, all right, our seal looks to be the same. Looks to be the same diameter. Our bearing looks to be the same. Let's go compare it on the axle and the axle tube, axle housing. Okay, so now if you do get your bearing and your seal dirty, don't worry, it's not a big deal. It can be cleaned up. Oops, sorry about that. I'm trying to do all of this stuff one-handed and all of that. It can be a hassle. So, all right. Now, as you can see here, we've got our axle housing. We've been doing some cleaning in here, okay? You want to clean that up in there. Of course, take the bearing. Yep, that's going to work just fine. All right. Now, we're going to look at the axle. We'll compare here, okay? I think that's going to work really good in there. So next, we want to look at the axle itself here. Now this is like I said before, this is the passenger side axle. Okay, as you can see, wow, a lot of crud on my hands. I don't want that on my new seal or my new bearing. So here we go. Let's put you all down here for just 1 minute. As you can see, we have a little crud right there. I'm not sure what that is. So I'm going to set you all up here on the jack stand. And we're going to clean this axle here real good. Okay. I'm just going to wipe it down. Just wipe this down here real good. It doesn't have to be spick and span. Okay, you just want to get the crud off. Okay, and you can go through here with brake parts cleaner and clean it all up, which that's what we're going to do down here on the bearing riding surface where the bearing rides. Not going to do that right now. Here in just a minute. So next, all right, so we've got some lights set up here. All right, so next we're going to angle this down here. There we go. I think that'll work. Now we're going to take our bearing. It's just real simple. You just glide it down through here. Make sure it's not overly loose or anything like that. Remember. Now, also we want to inspect the axle down here. This this surface down here, this polished surface. We want to make sure it's clean. We want to make sure it's free of any kind of grooves or damage or anything else. I don't see anything wrong with this axle. This axle looks really super nice to me. I like this. This is going to work out really good. Seal, do the same thing. We just want to make sure that the seal is going to actually seal on. Okay, this is a double lip seal. I'll show you what that means here in just a minute. So, now you want to make sure there's some resistance, and there is. So that is going to work out really nicely. Okay, there we go. All right. Now, this seal has a back lip and a front lip. So it's double lipped. Okay? So that's important. Of course, we want to compare the number of the seal to the number of the box, which I've already done. So, next, we want to clean off any residue that's gotten on this seal during that whole process. So, I'm going to get my paper towels here. And we're going to, there we go. Yeah, my dog in the background is making, that is one of my dogs, and she's making quite a bit of noise. So we just want to clean all the residue and the crud and any kind of filth that's gotten on the seal itself. Okay? Saying that, and there's my gloved hand that has all that same kind of residue and crap and filth on it. So, alright, got all of that cleaned up. Now, the next thing we want to do, we're going to go ahead and start driving the seal in. Now, of course, you want to use the correct seal driver, or in my case, the correct improvised seal driver. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hammer this in here. Just tap it in there a little bit with my hammer, and then I'm going to use this piece of exhaust pipe to finish hammering it the rest of the way in. Okay? Tell you what, let me see if I can set you all up here. So what can we get? Here, alright. And of course the camera does not want to. My apologies. My selfie stick just let go of the camera altogether. So let's try this again. Okay. So here we go. Oh, wait. Everything's twisted around. Don't you love selfie sticks and video cameras and cell phones trying to take video, and people like me who are okay. Now, all right, here we go. All right, now we've already got the bearing driven in there just a little bit. We don't want to go really, my apologies again. We don't want to, what you see right there, it's driven in just a little bit right there. So, anyway, next is see if I can rig up something here just a little bit better to hold where you all can see what's going on. Okay. Now, once this starts going in there, it's actually, there's a step. There's a step in there that the bearing butts up against. machined into the axle tube. And if you notice, there was a little change in the tone of me hitting this. So now it's seated in there all the way. So now I'm going to clean this, wipe this off right here, the surface where the seal goes in. And next, we're going to drive the seal in. Now, this takes patience because it can be frustrating, very frustrating. So you want to use a seal driver if you've never done it before. With or without a seal driver, you want to do this. You want to try to drive it in there as straight as humanly possible. Okay? Of course, when you're driving this in, you want to pay attention. Is it very easy? I mean, is it just almost falling in there? Or is it just, or are you having to actually put some force into making it go in? These are things you need to be closely watching and paying attention to. Now, of course, one little trick I like to do is I like to make sure that, hey, how you doing? I'm videoing. That's okay. No problem. No harm done. No foul. Now, of course, you want to make sure, I hope the light isn't bad there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. You want to make sure, you want to go around here and you want to feel, even with my gloves on, I can feel this side is out, sticking out just a little bit more than this lower side here. So what I want to do is I want to drive this side. I want to kind of favor this side here when I'm hammering. Okay? Now we don't want to go real crazy. None of this is real, you know, get real crazy with it. This is driving in, tapping. Yes, I'm using a larger hammer than probably what I should, but sometimes that heavier hammer head can be very, very helpful. Okay? So we want to just feel. Okay. This side down here is feeling pretty good. This side is still sticking up. This up here is still sticking up. So we'll just hear that real sharp hammer sound. So, okay, that's feeling very even there all the way around. That's what you want. You want that nice, even push in. Now, of course, a seal driver would do the same job and probably do it with less stress and less drama, but I don't have a seal driver, and not only that, I've been doing this like this for some time, so you know, doing this without a seal driver is not that big a deal for me. Now, before the axle goes in, I want to like lubricate these lips of the seal, and I will do the same down here. But first, I'm going to clean this with Scotch-Brite pad and some brake parts cleaner. So next, here's what we're going to do next. We're going to clean this up. I'm going to sit you all down over here because it's, you know, I've been doing all this stuff one-handed. So now I'm going to set this up here on my knees so that you all can see really good what I'm talking about. We just want to clean off. We're not making deep scratches or grooves with this Scotch-Brite pad, okay? You just want to go over this and just take off any kind of crud that has built up on the axle over the years. Okay? That's what you want to do. And that's what I've done down here. So now, take my brake parts cleaner, clean it off. Now I'm going to set this down on the ground because I don't want brake parts cleaner all over my knees. notice I'm not cleaning the entire axle. I'm just cleaning this lower portion down here. So yeah, I'm just cleaning this lower portion, not the entire axle. So now what we want to do next is I'll get some gear oil. I'll put on these seal lips and put some gear oil on this, and then we'll put the axle in. Okay, so come with me. Now we got a little catch pan over here that's got a little bit of gear oil in it, and it's just enough for what we're going to do. See, I've already got this side assembled just like the other side. So if you don't have any kind of rags or paper towels or anything before you do this, you're going to need them. Very, very helpful. So first, I'm just going to get a couple fingers worth of gear oil. Put it in there. Maybe put a little bit more on the bearings. You know, not tremendously necessary, because this is all going to fill up with gear oil right here. This is all going to fill up with gear oil right here. So there you go. All right, you just want to put a little gear oil on these lips of this seal to keep this lubricated when the axle is sliding in through here. Okay, we want to be gentle. Now, the teeth or the splines up here on the axle, we want to make sure that those splines don't cut the lips of the seal. So that's very important as well. So, all right, so next we'll go ahead and take some gear oil here, and we will liberally apply it to the area I just cleaned up. Get it all cleaned up here and get it all nice and well lubricated. All right. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to put gear oil all over this to help that seal, that axle, just slide through that seal, and it'll be a done deal. Okay. So, but yeah, like I was saying, definitely are going to need some paper towels for this job. This is not a clean, not a clean job by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, do yourself a favor, go get some paper towels somewhere. Okay. Now, I like these blue ones. They're Scott. They're available at every auto parts store I can think of, and they're not terribly expensive either. Catch them on sale. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes you can. All right. Now, we want to move my seat over here just a little bit. And want to put this in here. We don't want to hit the lips of the seal while we're putting this in. Now, of course, as you're going in, the axle gets bigger. It's going to be a little more difficult to do that, to keep from dragging the axle on the lips of the seal. That's why I put the gear oil on there. I've already went in and got my spider gears in time. So, okay. So, see, you just want to, when you get that far in, you get this far in, like how I am right now with this axle. I mean, I've only got maybe 3 inches left. You want to be feeling of anything that the end of the axle is hitting up against. Okay, so you want to like kind of push down on the end of the axle so you can kind of feel the axle going in to your side gears. Okay, all right, in the carrier. All right, so that's important. So yeah, see, went right in, and it went right in really abruptly too. So you got to be careful. I almost mashed my fingers. Now you notice I didn't have to take any part of the brake system apart except for the drum. The brake drum had to come off. So there you go. All right. Let's go under here, and you can see how I go about putting that main shaft and the side shaft and the C-clips in. Okay, not necessarily in that order either. So, all right. You can see my girly gloves are coming apart on me, but it'll be all right. I've got through the worst of it. I don't mind getting my hands dirty, by the way. So, I just wanted to keep some of the gear oil off my hands because if you don't know, gear oil is really nasty. It really stinks. Pretty bad stuff. So anyway, so let's get under here and get busy. Take my light and so we'll get under here, get under the truck, and start getting busy. Now, you'll notice I have more room outside to do this work than I do inside. Now, there's a reason why I did this. If you looked outside, it's a gray, cloudy day. It's warm, and I'm thankful for that, but it is a gray, cloudy day, and it is East Tennessee. So I don't take the weather for granted. Okay? Or at least I'm not doing that today. So, here we go. Let's see. Oh, whew, God. Sorry about that. Right in the eyes. Okay. Now, I need to get stuff rolled around here so I can get everything back where I need to. Okay. There we go. All right. I hope you got to see that. Yeah, I just pushed on that spider gear and it turned that axle. You just got to be careful when you're at this stage because you're very close to getting everything put together, but you're also very close to having it all come apart too. So, see, can I rig something up here where you all can see what I'm doing? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe, hopefully, you won't have to stare at the back of my head. Well, I was hoping that would work, but I don't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. All right, I'm going to try to show you as best I can, okay? And then we may have to. All right, so. Okay. Now here is my C-clip. I just need to clean that dude up. I'm just going to wipe her off. And I do apologize about the camera being so shaky. That is my fault. But I am trying to do this one-handed here. And I don't have a way to hold my selfie stick with my phone on it. So, all right. There's really, they just go in just like this, just like you see. They just go in like that. Then you just push the axle back. I did it with my thumb. You can do it with a screwdriver, pry bar, anything. Fingers, what have you. You just got to push it back. There's an indentation in the side gears. See that indentation right in there in the side gear that allows that C-clip to stay in place. It doesn't allow it to fall out. Okay, so all right, let me move this light over so you can see a little bit better. There we go. That's much better. Okay. All right. Oh man, I wish it'd be so nice if I had some way for you all to see what I'm doing here, but you know, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Maybe we can work something out here. Okay, Now you can see what I'm doing here. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the other C-clip and I'm going to clean her up. Just wipe her down here. And, you know, it's pretty clean to begin with, just some gear oil residue on there. And you see the notch there for the C-clip, you know. And see, can I move you all up? There we go, that's better. But yeah, you see the notch right there for the C-clip. So there's you can see how they've been wearing right there. I'm just going to go back that same way, just like I did on the other one. And just like on the other one, push the axle back out. Uh-oh. Oh boy, isn't this just lovely? Well, this is a nice little development. I'm glad I caught it before I got too far. My spider gear has shed its washer, it's a little thrust washer. So what I've got to do is I've got to get that thrust washer out. Let's see, where's my? Let's see, can I get it out with? Yep, I got it. Aha! Okay, the top one has its thrust washer. The bottom one does not. So, can I get it in here right now? Okay. Now. Well, let's see. Nope. Okay. Now we're back. Okay. Now we're back to where we need to be. All right, so next going to be the pin, the main pin here. All right, so I'll just wipe it down here real quick. Just want to get a lot of that residue off of it and everything. Makes it a little easier for me to handle, to maneuver and manipulate. Now, as you're moving these around, you need to be careful because you'll turn the housing or the carrier and the spider gears won't go along with you. So they'll be just like, I'm not so sure I want to go. You have to. Okay, so there we go. Just slides right in. Now you want to make sure, get your holes lined up here. Sorry you're having to stare at the back of my head. I apologize. But these holes, you want to make sure and get them lined up. Let me get you and pull you over here and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. See what I'm talking about? The hole right here corresponds with the hole right there in the carrier. This is your carrier, okay? So what we want to do is it just goes up through here. So we're going to have to roll this around just a little bit. All right, see? Give a little force, not much. Okay, goes right in. All right, so now, if you didn't get the holes lined up, don't worry. You can go back and you can redo this. It's not, you know, a one-shot deal. Okay. Well, that was lovely, wasn't it? So, okay. All right. Now, as you can see, dropped my bolt into the gear oil. It was just that was just really brilliant. So, okay. From here, it's actually pretty straightforward. All we do next is we just go ahead and put this little bolt back in and tighten it down. Okay. There probably is a torque spec on that, and I'm going to look it up in the service manual. Now, some people will say you have to use thread locking compound. I will probably use some blue thread locking compound, and that'll be that. Okay, and then just put the diff cover back on, fill it up with gear oil, and away you go. Of course, put the brake drums on and the back wheels back on. So, all right. I thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this video was so long, but there was a lot of information I'm trying to pass along to you and get out there to you. So if you have any questions or comments about this, do feel free to put them down below. Sorry about that. But yes, do be sure to put them down below. I will do my very best to get back to you and answer all your questions, comments, ideas, or what have you. Okay? Thank you very much, and have a great day, and God bless. So.